Hey guys and gals, builders, welcome back. Uh, I know I did finished up most of the stuff on this kitbot. I just wanted to take a one last look before I know there's a couple things I still need to do, but I'm almost done. Promise. Outside of, obviously the CAD stuff, I released a new video this week. I don't know how many of you actually caught it because it doesn't have as much reach as some of my other videos. It's been a lot of focusing on getting videos out before NHRL and also trying to get Hodag ready because I currently have 0 assembled copies of Hodag and I really need to fix that. So hopefully we can get, because I'm going to end up going with 3 copies, but hopefully I'll be able to get there to NHRL out east with 3 functional copies. One of them isn't going to be it's going to be an alternate copy. It's like I have something special planned for like specific matchups. There's a very good chance that I won't get to use it anyways, but we'll see. Things been really busy. Oh, hey there, King Pie Games. How's it going? I've almost finished up with doing this whole kit thing. Okay. I want to get something behind this a little more to keep the uprights more rigid, like have something going between them. But for now, I want to change this to the dummy so I can actually see. And then we need a new part. Insert new part. One. Spinner. Brace. Because what we want to do is we want to yeah, this is still 1 pound. I haven't touched three pounder. I do have an idea for a second 3 pounder, but I don't think I'll get to that. Not probably till closer to winter. I think we'll do simply 1 screw. It'll have to be 8. I think we pretty much want to get it as close to the spinner as we safely can get it. Yeah, because this is the same as that lifter I was working on. I basically just have swapped the lifter for a spinner. I have a whole plan. Do that. Well, this is a plastic ant, so it's actually going to be entirely 3D printed. But then I will have a version of it that will be, I think, mostly 3D printed. Although, actually, for the spinner version, these uprights probably shouldn't be 3D printed, but it should probably have a one that's UHMW uprights would probably be best for the full combat version. Like, it probably could be 3D printed, but one of those things. Yeah, because I pretty much designed it in a way that you could use a like the FingerTech spinner, like the FingerTech, or not, yeah, like the Viper spinner, like the Vert. That was kind of part of the idea. Add some more fillets. Only that's just to add a little bit of rigidity. I'm not even sure if this will end up being underweight. Yeah, it'll stop yelling at me in a second. A what add-on? HS? It has SHS. Oh, no, just the Vert add-on. I'm not trying to hit every like permutation possible. It's not really where I'm going with this. Yeah, it's not meant to be like a Viper kit, but it's more to have. I wanted the lifter because that's where I think the best place to start is, but I also feel that teaching people about spinners in general is the point, as opposed to like, oh, you can just do whatever you want with it. It's more about, okay, what can we do to actually teach people? Okay, ironically, this will be my first normal four-wheel drive Vert. Although this version, the Vert version, I won't bother with at the first event, because I don't think there'll be much. It'll be worth it to try to do both. Depending on that also is going to depend on what I have going on at the time. That's not going to work. Like there's a collision there. I have to change something. Yeah, that one. What are these boss extrudes? What's after that one? What's this one? Wait, no. After this one. This is why I should probably label my shit. Right, 8.5 will do that. We do not want that colliding. Yeah, it should be good enough. Also, there's something I think on the flipper version, on the lifter version, that I think I forgot to do. Okay, that should be plenty of room for everything. Okay, this we can suppress. And I think because I ended up going with 2 different top plates. Don't need to. Okay. Yes, I know what it was. For the sides, or these uprights, most servos have a little notch right there, and I need to make room for the notch. Yeah, it's getting angry for me for a second. Okay. Then we need to do just need to make room for the little notch, because for some reason they decided servos need notches. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to mirror. Three millimeters might be enough. Maybe a little bit more than that. 7. Mirror entities, mirror this, that, about that. Then we trim. Yeah, it's gonna get angry at me. It's fine. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that. That's not gonna. Whatever. Good enough. It's stable. Oh shit, I'm gonna have, yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to gonna, oh, I just remembered I have a print I need to check on. So if I randomly stop or go away, it's either because I'm feeding the cats or because I have to check my. Although this might be a shorter. Yeah, this definitely creates a pretty thin feature here. I'm sure that won't bite me in the ass at some point. One second. I'm doing a complex print right now. I'm printing out for NHRL, since there's flamethrowers, instead of just wrapping Hodag in thermal tape, I'm going to have an alternate chassis that is printed out of fire retardant polycarbonate. And we'll see how that goes. You know what? Seeing how thin that feature is makes me want to give it a little less, make me a little less aggressive with the room for this. I think that might be a little too aggressive on how much. And that'll make it hopefully less tight. That way, still a little bit thin there, but we can go a little bit shorter. Oh, wrong sketch. Yeah, if we can get this a little bit shorter. Because that, we don't want to create unnecessary stress content. But yeah, these uprights are going to basically have to be printed solid, essentially. Yeah, I think for now, we're anything else that I guess other than I may want to clean some of this up. I may want to make sure everything works. Oh, this is. There's no yellow relations though, so I'm not gonna mess with it. And that's the only error I'm getting, and it's not even okay. I changed this up so this gap does not need to be the same as it does actually. Okay, that's gonna work out much better. And then it's angry about the fillets. Of course it is. Okay, there we go. Why is it angry with? Okay, so now we're good. That was weird. So this should work. Okay. I realized recently when I was trying to look for suppliers for parts that I think the Scar kit has like 90% of what I need or what would be needed to make this. Like if someone were to buy a Scar kit. But I think there might be some screws not in the Scar kit. What is the thing about the Scar kit that is the only part that is creating uncertainty for me is the like hardware kit. And I feel like hardware is often like an afterthought, but there's like some things in that kit that like I don't know what I think because some of the longer screws I'm not sure. These ones, not sure how that's gonna work out. Yeah, because I'm not using any nuts. That's Yeah, I think to figure out any more about this build, I'm just gonna have to build it and figure out, trial and error. I don't I don't think hope I just realized in a month and a half it signed up for an event, I think. Because when is the Indianapolis event? Yeah, I'm realizing I'm running out of things. Because that's in June, right? So this is the event I'm trying to take it to. I believe. Yeah, it's signed up for the end of June. And we're at the beginning part of May. But in a good chunk of this month, I'm going to be spent working on Hodag. But I guess I can start printing without without having to take too much time away from Hodag and the other stuff I need to do. Because I also need to. There's a bunch of furniture I need to buy because I have a much less furniture than I will currently. Or I guess I don't. I guess I technically have the same amount of furniture, but the condo won't have as much furniture, I should say. But yeah, I'll have to see it what I like if I like these forks or not. Because I get the feeling of first event there's gonna be stuff I just don't like. Because there's already a lot of things I'm like. Oh, you know what I just realized? I create a hole for like a zip tie to hold the wires down. But you know what I didn't do is I didn't leave room in the lid for it. We're gonna fix that. This is why we do a double check. Actually, that's not what I want to try. I want to make that not coincident. I wanted to that. Essentially, we want to leave room for the zip tie. Oh, I didn't mean to. Whoopsie doodle. Okay, so we need this there. Go linear mirror. Okay, but that should be look a lot better. Now I just need to figure out what's. Oh, that's I don't like. Oh no. Oh, that broke everything. That not being there we go. Okay, there we go. Whoops. It's one tiny. Okay, and this will make it. What? Oh, it's because I. That's what I get for using an external reference. Um, in a full combat version, I'd probably make this thinner and make it carbon fiber, but and I left room for, okay, this one has plenty of room for the wires to go through. And it's all, I can have this be a lot bigger because obviously there's the, you know, a lot less here. Oh, did you see, there's a new BattleBots thing that came out? It, the new BattleBots came out with, they said full episode. They didn't say part 1 or part 2. It says full episode. So I don't know if they were listening to me, but they're listening to, or maybe I wasn't the only one that felt that it was not as good cut in between pieces. Oh my god, it's only been half an hour. I at least want to make this an hour-long stream. That'll be something. Because that next stream I was gonna work on Hodag, because I have another version planned. You want to be in the stream, Nova? First appearance by Nova on the stream. Wanna come on my lap? Or are you just hoping I'll feed you early? I need a cat. I guess I was gonna say I need a cat cam, but I'm not gonna have cats in a couple. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a kind of a nothing burger of a stream. I really need to get a new what we want to do. I want to take a look at some files real quick because there's like one part of Hodag that is, I think, ended up getting placed where I keep all my DXF. We're just gonna, because those haven't been touched. Let's say February, so I'm not as. Not needing it. So I'm gonna just do some cleaning up on Hodag. I know I said I was working on this, but I actually really get started working on Hodag version. Although maybe I should wait because people are going to be really confused by if Hodag version 3 already exists. Okay. Document. Okay. I realized the version that was there. I didn't change the name of everything to V. I'm mostly just trying to say I don't want to undo anything. I did it in version 2. So we're going to go through every part that I know is going to change. This is actually going to be super exciting watching me change the name of every single part in Hodag individually, but everything. I feel like there's an easier way to do this, but I feel like whatever way that would be, I wouldn't try. Because version 3, the whole point of version 3 is going to be that there's going to be a new weapon blade. For a while. I'm probably only going to do this until it's until I reach an hour, but I think because maybe if I do it, I think there is a weapon hub anyway. This stuff. Why can't I change the name of this one? Get rid of some of this stuff that doesn't need to be here before. Howdy. Postmodern neo, whatever that is. Not even gonna. Got everything broken. Oh, that's his name. Get rid of that. There should be. That's. Sorry, I ended up I know it said I was working on the kitbot, but I actually finished that off. So now I'm working on ODAG. Anything I end up doing currently is going to. Right now, anything that I end up doing is not going to be seen. Grab one. This works. Weird shit. Okay, gonna try build way. The slower way. I'm trying to move over because I'm gonna end up create after NHRL. I'm gonna start working on version. Not even not immediately after NHRL, but at some point after NHRL, I'm going to start working on a new version of HODAG. And that new version is going to basically focus on fixing the weapon, essentially. I already fixed the weapon in the terms of it not exploding, but so not that, but fixing the weapon in terms of I don't need to change that. In terms of it not how should I say this? In terms of it actually being able to deal damage, because currently everything I barely hit anything. It like gets very little bite. So I want to see how much more length I can get out of the weapon, because currently I think it's 2.5 inches, which is barely anything. Yeah, 2.5 inches in diameter, which for a beetle weight is minuscule. And I'm gonna, instead of using this pulley, I want to use a like rack and gear, and I think a rack and gear will work a lot better. Because I'll use it, instead of using a servo, I'm going to use a brushless motor to get a lot more oomph out of it. Also, I think because I'm planning on using the same motors that I'm using for the drive, which is the repeat compacts. So it'll actually be the motor itself will be lighter than the motor here. I also have an idea to not make these shafts bend so much. And essentially, the idea is going to be having UHMW uprights going through it to essentially like have the sliding part slides on top of it with the rails going through it. So the rails still keep it rigid, but when it gets hit from above, it's going into the UHMW, so it's not able to deflect quite as much. I'm not sure if it'll do much, but hopefully it'll mitigate it. Oh yeah, pretty much. It it's reach has always been an issue. They need to literally fall on top of Hodag in order to get hit by the weapon. Yeah, yeah, because it looks like it should be able to punch things from there. Like like, oh, it should be able to hit things, but it really getting them this far up is really difficult. Especially if I have entirely too much going on in this file. It's a goddamn night. Oh, I don't even I hit it. Is these forks? These are the forks I kind of rely on the most. These fat ones, and yeah, getting them all the way up here can be kind of difficult. I wonder if it'd also be smart, because you see how this is angled, just angling these up more, if that would make a difference. But I don't know. Because, yeah, whatever changes. But, yeah, getting a little bit more weapon reach. Because I think it also has a bite issue. Not quite biting. But, yeah, if I can get... Because I think what I'm going to do is make it a little bit longer and a little less thin here. To, like, account for the extra weight of the length. And then... I realized that if I want a longer blade, I'm going to have to get... Because I was hoping I could just change this side, but I may have to change both sides. Because... if I show the virtual weapon, we're fine up top, but this part we're getting pretty close. We're not getting any more diameter out of that. Because theoretically, like, to make it using a rack and gear, I just need to change this part, but I may have to do. Which I don't like the idea of, because these were expensive, but here we are. I don't know, we'll see. Well, I'll probably mess with the mechanism before I switch making the weapon bigger. But I'll probably use a 3D printed right side if I'm going to do that, because otherwise I end up ordering these twice. I really need to get that Xometry sponsorship for real. Oh my gosh. Okay. Odds are these are going to change, because why wouldn't it? Okay. Yeah, I'm probably not going to make any changes to CAD today. It's going to be all just sort of messing with things. There's not really any point in saving these over because these won't even exist because it'll function fundamentally differently. I finally have the drive figured out, so I'm probably not going to change the drive at all. So the sides might not change unless I find a reason that I have to like make it wider or something. And I'm hoping I can modify the current plates I have to test it out. Because honestly, what the plan is going to be, instead of me just like, oh, I'm going to show up to an event and I'm running Hodag V3, I'm probably going to try to still, because I use Hodag version 2 until the wheels fall off, essentially. Because I bought a bunch of these uprights, and those uprights were not cheap. So, and the laser cut parts, but mostly these. So the slides I want probably use up until someone destroys them. Oh yeah, it slides along this. Currently it's fixed in the assembly, but yeah, it has a pulley that makes it punch back and forth. But yeah, because I don't have the pulley in the CAD. Like getting it to work the way it does now was a pain. It was like a whole nightmare and a half. I would not recommend a weapon like this. There's some fundamental problems. Yeah, because I was also going to route a lot, since the servo is here, I was also going to do a lot of different stuff with where the electronics is mounted, because I'm going to have the brushless motor mounted right here, like in the center of, essentially in the center of this. So that's going to move the battery that's normally here back here. It's gonna be an interesting change, but I think the only, because part of me wanted to like give up on Hodag, but we'll see. We'll also see how Hodag does at NHRL and see if it is, people want to see more of it. But yeah, because getting it to work exactly the way it's meant to would be nice to actually get, because right now it's just sort of, I want to like punch, but yeah, I know what I must do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. I think that's all the things I need to save over. I just want to look at the file structure real quick to make sure. Yeah, all this stuff is fine. Okay, so now version 3, I actually changed the names properly. You can see, if you were paying attention, that I did not change the names on version 1 properly. I'm not gonna, I actually am gonna have to feed the cats and have to run it. I have to actually cut the stream relatively short because I still have a lot of stuff that I have to get. I have a video I have to get done, and I have to do a bunch of more assembly on Hodag, because I think I mentioned this early in the stream. I have 0 assembled versions of Hodag right now, but I'll catch you guys next week. I still want to keep doing these streams. How much deflection does it have when you do it? I'm actually not sure. I haven't really been able to do a freeze frame on how much it moves back, because theoretically it's still on the pulley, so it's not supposed to move back. And occasionally that has caused the pulley to break. That's another reason why I wanted to switch to the gears, because that way it is allowed to get back. But yeah, losing bite that way could be a part of it. I don't know if a punch spinner is a good idea, and the more I work on try to make a punch spinner, the more I don't feel like a punch spinner is a good idea. But I kind of want to see it to its natural conclusion, to get it to as good as it feasibly can, because I think it's really cool, even though it's obviously not. Like, Hodag got second at QuadCon, and it had nothing to do with its weapon. Let's be real. But we'll see. Catch you guys later. You guys having a good night. Be sure to check out the video I posted this week for, it was like a couple events ago in Duluth. Next week I'll have the video out for RSL. And then the week after that, I'll have the video for QuadCon. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.